All right, let's see if we can do this. I don't expect to be long. That's what I always say. End up doing an hour. In the name of our ancestors, peace forever and always. Welcome to another edition of what I call the Realist Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper of the host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the Mighty Angel Snowed Up Self. Okay. Well, first we had technical difficulties. Might have to make some moves here. So just bear with me. Bear with me. I'm gonna see in just a second. I think I'm good. For some people, you always asking questions. You don't never accept the answer. I do. I will accept the answer if it makes sense. If it don't make sense, I'm going to tell you why, for me, it doesn't make any sense. Much respect to my brothers and sisters who come to listen to Angel Snub Up 7, who don't mind being a part of this new age of reality. Unfortunately, and I know that we love and I know that we enjoy because it's all that we know. The belief in God and spirits and demons and afterlives and all these things, it is an archaic mindset. Some of you love superheroes. You love Batman, you love Robin, Superman. You love science fiction. You love Star Wars, Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock. But if you notice, in the world of the superhero, in the world of science fiction, in the world where people believe they can go into a future, you never hear them talk about God, some great creator. You never hear Superman call on God. You never hear the Flash call on God. You never hear Wonder Woman call on, well, maybe so, but not. But her God is real. She talks to her God, walk with her God. Matter of fact, Wonder Woman might be able to beat the hell out of her God that she deals with. Wonder Woman God and the mighty Thor, their gods are real in that world. They can talk to God, walk with God, fight God, all that kind of good stuff. Your God is invisible. Your God ain't never said a dang thing to you. Never. Wonder Woman and Thor don't have to believe in God. They actually interact with God. You have to believe in God. Because your God in your world doesn't exist. Now, if you can show clear, convincing, and overwhelming evidence that this God exists, I mean, we have YouTube live stream, we have Facebook live stream. Bring your God to your live stream and let's see your God. So we don't have no confusion. I heard there's only one God, but everybody's worshiping and praising and serving these different gods, but there's only one. So bring your God to Facebook, YouTube live stream. Let's deal with this once and for all. Show your God very clear. There's nothing else I can say. Now, I will not worship your God. I will not praise your God. I still will not bow down to your God. But I would have to, I'll have no choice but to say, hey, there go you and your God. Okay. But right now, nobody has shown a God at all. No kind of God. Invisible. Nobody shows God, whether God is flesh and blood or whether God is a spirit. We don't see this God at all. And you have never seen God either. There are those who claim they have been contacted by God. They are guided by God, but they never met God. So I don't know how they are being guided and taught by this God. They never met God. They never interacted with God. And they will even tell you they never physically seen or interacted with this God. It's just a feeling they get. You know, like when you get high, it's just a feeling you get. When you're high on drugs, when you're high on crack cocaine, it's just a feeling. But at least when you're high on crack cocaine, there's a logical reason why you feel the way you do. I do not digress. I do not go backwards. I appreciate your trying to convince me about the existence of an afterlife and a superior being, a creator, but you don't present no evidence. You present no proof at all. None. Well, somebody created all this. Why do you say somebody? Why can't the atoms, which really, logically, that's what happened. Why can't the atoms, the materials that made up this universe, come together and cause life? Why it has to be some extraordinary being, creator, some human-like, because that's what it is when you talk about God. God has human characteristics. So you're looking for some type of human, some kind of being with human characteristics that created all this. You cannot believe that this just happened simply because of chemical reaction. It starts in the micro world. If you take a glass of water and you put that glass, a clean glass of water, and put it in the sun for a few days, the first thing gonna start happening, you're gonna notice the water start turning green. Green is plant life. Where did those plants come from? It wasn't your God, that was nothing but a glass of water. Put it in the sun, and now you got plant life in the water. Give it a few more days, and you might have in the glass. You didn't put the plant life in the glass. Where is all this life coming from? It's not your God. Your God is nowhere around. Without water, without sunlight, you have no life. So chances are, life is a chemical reaction due to the sun and water. You and I cannot live without the sun and water. Like King Nova said, that's a fact. Call me a lie. Show me anybody on earth, any life form on earth, that can live without liquid, whether it's water or some kind of mixture of water, and sunlight. Now you do have some creatures that actually can. They live under the ground, no sunlight. They live deep in the ocean, no sunlight. But guess what? They're getting some kind of water. Also, they may not be getting a full dose of sunlight, but I can guarantee you they're still getting some kind of effect from sunlight. That's more of a logical explanation than some creator, and then life begins to evolve until you get what we have today that took millions and millions, if not billions of years to come into existence. Now look, how many of you know what a fireman is? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Don't be shy. You are in a fire. And you're trapped in your building. You hear the fire trucks and all these different things. What is your instinct? And let us pretend, I want us to pretend that the fireman is your God. Uh-oh, some of you already know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. You are in a fire and you cry out to God. You cry out to the fireman. Now, crying out to the fireman, come help save me. You call out to God. Come help save me. Now, how do you feel if you are in your house, in your apartment, in a building, and you cry out to the firemen, and they don't come? How do you feel? Like Eric Muhammad said, talk black to me. How do you feel? And if the fireman or firewomen, fire people, if they are outside looking at the fire and they don't do nothing to save you, what do you think will happen to these fire people? They would get fired. They would have their names in the paper. They would be humiliated. The community will look bad and down upon the fire people. But this is what you do towards a fireman or a police officer or a doctor who don't answer your prayer, answer your call. But when you pray to God and God don't do nothing for you, you make up excuses. You make up excuses for God. But you will not do that for the police officer and the ambulance, the fire people. You won't let them off the hook like that. You pray to them, you call them, they supposed to come. But your God, you pray, oh God, save me from this cancer. Oh God, save me from this fire. Oh God, whatever you pray to God for, and this God does nothing for you, and you make up excuses. Here we are, believers in God, and you are surrounded by this coronavirus, and there's nothing special about you, and you pray to God. I'm very sure out of all the people who have died so far, many of them, if not the majority of them, was believers in God. And this God did nothing. Nothing. And so God gets a pass. You will never convert me back to the belief in some God, which is unnatural. The belief in God is unnatural. It is a learned behavior. It is a taught behavior. It did not come from a God. It came from your mother, your father, a cousin, the preacher, society itself. That's where it comes from. It's a learned behavior. It's a taught behavior. If you was not taught about spirits and demons and gods and all this other stuff, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. Because it's not real. It has to be taught. It's unnatural to believe in God. There is no signs in nature where no life form bow down and worship and pray to some superior being. Where? Who do a dog pray to? A giraffe? An elephant? Microorganisms. They don't bow down to no superior being. Here you are, the most powerful, the most intelligent, And here you are bowing down to some invisible, you can't explain force, looking crazier than any animal on this planet. Animals only respond to real stimuli. The human being is the only one who actually responds to something that don't exist. Something you gotta believe in. Something you never saw. And when you pray, and when you call out to this invisible being, never answer your prayer. Oh yeah, but this superior being, you say, should make a lot of threats. If you don't bow down to me, I'm gonna send you to eternal hell. If you don't bow down to me, I'm gonna punish you. If you don't bow down to me, I'm willing to take my chances. Bring it, sucker. You don't do nothing. This God has never done nothing, has never rewarded the believer, has never punished the disbeliever. This God has done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, somebody had to create all this. Show us who this somebody is. Stop making up lies. Because that's what you are. You become a liar. You become a liar. An outright liar. Then you have these people that tell me they are spiritual. I don't know what that is. I do know that spirituality, that's the worship of the dead. That's fear of the unknown. I'm not going to be worshiping no dead folks. They can't do nothing for me. And you fear the unknown. So you make up fairy tales and you make up lies. You want to get angry because what you talk about don't make no sense because it's some made up fairy tale dribble. I want to say this in conclusion. Somebody told me that death is an illusion. That's what somebody told me. Well, you tell me. I had to go to the morgue last week. And I saw those bodies laying on the slab. I had to identify a body. You're gonna tell me tell me death is an illusion. During a funeral, you gonna tell the people who just lost their mother, their best friend, their infant baby, lay in the casket. You tell them death is an illusion. Go tell them. And since death is an illusion, and you so smart, please go get Malcolm X death is illusion, go get Malcolm X, bring him here so he can defend himself against all these Malcolm X haters. All these people that call him out of his name. Go get him. Death is an illusion. I wouldn't even have the nerve to say something like that, and I can't prove it. What is an illusion? Well, you know, magic. Magic is not real. You see, but you don't see. It's a trick. You show us how death is an illusion, how it's a trick. We're not really seeing death. We're seeing something else. It's easy to say that, but prove it. These people keep telling me they spiritual. You are spiritual, but you don't see, we don't see no difference between you and the average Negro on the street. And if I keep messing with your brain, keep messing with you about it, the Negro gonna come out and get all mad, angry, and upset. But I thought you were spiritual. How do you apply this spirituality? It's easy to say that I'm spiritual. Well, how do you apply that? How do you make manifest your spirituality? All we see is a spiritual Negro. And like I say, the origins of spirituality is worship of the dead. So you talk about Marcus Garvey and Harriet Tubman and Dr. King. You always talk about dead folks. You always talk about something that's not around. Jesus, Prophet Muhammad. Dead folks. Folks that's not around us. That's what spirituality is. And then you make up your demons and your ghosts and your haints and all this other stuff. And you will scare and you will impress those who you can get to believe that nonsense. But those who reject it, you have a problem. And you start grasping for straws. You don't know how to explain your spirituality. You know, because it's very difficult to explain the unexplainable. When it comes to reality, either you can explain it, there's a logical explanation, or you can simply say, hey, I don't know. But when you're spiritual, you gotta make up a lie. So that makes you a spiritual liar, and a manipulator, and a deceiver, because you can't prove nothing that you say. That's why people are asked to believe. And if you tell your brain, I know it's not real, but I'm gonna believe it anyway, then your brain is gonna start producing images and doing things to support the lie you told yourself. Just like if you're a young man and this certain girl don't like you, force your brain to make you believe, oh man, she likes me. She made it very clear to you she don't. But you can keep telling yourself, she likes me. Matter of fact, in a lot of cases, that's why people turn stalker. Because they made their brain believe Beyonce love me. She gonna leave Jay-Z for me. You have people, if they think that way long enough, they can make their brain believe that Beyonce really love me and she's ready to leave Jay-Z and come be with me. And you see this all the time. That's why you see folks getting stalked all the time. You can make your brain believe whatever you want it to believe. And it is real to you. I guarantee you, Beyonce would say, I never saw this guy in my life. Your delusions is not real to Beyonce or Jay-Z. But you made yourself believe these things. You believe in God, so your brain makes you feel as though you are interacting with some supernatural power. And it is real. I'm not going to argue with you about that. It is real. Only to you. Only to you. Nobody else. Even another believer in God will experience and see what you see. Because it's your brain. You force your brain to believe a lie. Now look. See, for me, why did God give us life? When it's all said and done, according to your logic, God created all this. And if this is all messed up, violent, profane, insane, and the list goes on and on, then God did it. But then you want to turn around and talk about how peaceful and loving and caring and how incredible he's a wonderful creator. Look what mess he did. We live in a mess. Look how you live. If you don't pee-pee, if you don't do-do, you will die. This is how God made you. What kind of crap is that? God put you in an environment where you are discriminated because of your skin color. You are discriminated because of your sexual gender or your sexual orientation. Or God made you an animal, and human beings think, oh, I can do to these animals anything I feel like it, because I'm the superior intelligence. This is the world that your God created. You think it's a beautiful thing, but really, if this God was a human being, this God will be called incompetent. The sun can give you life. The sun can take your life. You don't know what your purpose is in life. I made a video and I asked the question, what is the purpose of life? I don't know. Only thing I know, we come here, We pee-pee and we do-do, have sex, make some more of us so they can come here and pee-pee and do-do. What is the purpose? What you supposed to do? We run around here trying to figure out the purpose of the deer, the purpose of elephants and roaches, and you don't even know the purpose of yourself. And that's why, like the Temptations say, we live in a ball of confusion. Because you don't know what your purpose is, out here just doing anything and everything. Your creator, your God, didn't tell you what your purpose is. Even your holy books, both Bible and Quran, where does it say, this is the purpose of man? This is why you was created. It don't say. The only thing it says, well, I don't know if it says it or not, but it seems like your purpose is to be a damn slave. You was put here to worship and serve a God that suffers from vanity. Praise me 24 hours a day. Sing songs about me. Dance. This God sounds like a real creep. Why do you want somebody singing, dancing, and praising you 24 hours a day? And you want them to fear you. You want them to be scared of you. What kind of father are you? What kind of creator are you? I think maybe we got this whole thing backwards. The person that y'all calling God is really the devil, and the devil is really God, because this devil, there ain't tripping all like that. This God is really tripping. Power hungry. Arrogant. And if the devil is the troublemaker, why don't God just deal with the devil and be done with it? Because the devil or Satan is the troublemaker. Take the devil out, and you have less to worry about. But if you notice, God will threaten me, God will threaten you with eternal damnation. But God don't challenge, God don't threaten the devil, Satan. Why is that? And why would you be stupid enough to make an enemy to yourself? That's just like you and your wife, you and your husband, y'all get together and say, let's make a baby that's gonna put a bullet in our brain when we get 40 years old. And your wife said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's have a child that's gonna murder us when we get 40 years old. You purposely gonna make something to give you hell. And you're not gonna send Satan to hell, you're gonna send me to hell because of something that Satan done. Really. The whole thing, when you think about it, it really don't make any sense. It's fairy tales. There's no demons. There's no talking donkeys. There's no witches. There's, it's all fairy tales. Fairy tales for adults. You should be shaming yourself to believe such nonsense. That's what it is, it's nonsense. But some of us, we gonna believe to the day we die. We gonna hold on to it. And that's perfectly fine. I have the right to tell people about what it really is. I wish somebody was around to tell me so I would not have wasted my life messing around with a God that don't exist. I should have figured it out myself. Because this God never answered my prayers. This God never did a damn thing for me. Everything I done, if I didn't do it, it wouldn't get done. I noticed that. I'm like, damn, this God is, when is God supposed to do something for somebody? I used to pray, not for myself. I used to pray so that God would help somebody else. And the people never got healed. Matter of fact, most of them are dead. They died from cancer. They died from pneumonia. They died from a gunshot wound. This God never done nothing. I love you. I respect you. Don't bring that to me. And those who come here on this platform, they don't want to hear it. If I wanted to hear about God and spirits and demons, I'd talk about it myself, or I would go to those channels where they talk such. They teach these fairy tales. I don't want to hear about God. God ain't did a damn thing for me. Or nobody that I know of. You give the credit to God the same way you used to give credit to Santa Claus. Santa Claus ain't never brought not one gift. But you gonna give Santa Claus the credit. You can't prove Santa Claus did nothing. Same thing with these gods. Allah, Jehovah, Jesus, whatever you believe, these gods. None of these gods. And I noticed these gods have not protect you from the coronavirus. Why is that? Allah, where your Allah at? Your Jesus at? Yo, Yeshua. Where these guys at to protect you from this disease? Your God does nothing. And you give God a pass. But if God was a human being, you wouldn't give a human being a pass. Why didn't you do such and such? I'm gonna make sure you get fired from your job. But when God don't do what you said that God promised, what promises have God made and this God have kept? Make a list. God has kept no promise. God has not rewarded not one believer. That's why the preacher gotta ask you for your money, because God ain't doing a damn thing for the preacher. If God was doing something for the preacher, rewarding the preacher for his teaching, there would be no need to keep asking you for your money every Sunday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday, or Saturday. Welcome to the age of reality. It's time that all this needs to come to an end. as human beings, as intelligent as we are, it's mind-boggling. In the year 2020, we still believe in these fairy tales. Invisible gods and demons and spirits and spooks and haints. I feel more safe in a cemetery than I do around living people. Because I know nobody in that cemetery is going to bother me. This I know. But if I'm out on the street just trying to get a hamburger, there's a big possibility that somebody want to rob me for my money. Hell, rob me for my hamburger. There was a case in St. Louis, and people got shot over fried chicken. It wasn't even over money, because somebody ate the last chicken, and they shot their relative over a piece of chicken. You don't have to worry about that in the graveyard. You don't have to worry about nobody in the graveyard flagging your videos, calling you a coon and a Sambo. You don't have to worry about nobody in the graveyard trying to seduce your wife or your husband, steal your money. We don't live in a real world. And then we have real problems, and we use these fairy tale fictional solutions, and you think it's going to solve your problem. And you wonder why you still are suffering. You're supposed to. You're not living reality. When you begin to embrace the real thing, when you begin to keep it real, when you start to grow up and get out of these damn fantasy delusions and illusions, you be on your way. And once you get on your way, you'll look back and say, damn, I can't believe I believe that way. Don't be ashamed. This has been going on for thousands of years. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. We was programmed that way for thousands of years. Now it's time to deprogram and start to become the human being, the intelligent human being that we're supposed to be. It's a wonderful thing. When we start using our brain and truly begin to understand the purpose of life, we'll solve all these problems like overnight. But you're waiting on spirits and demons and other supernatural phenomena, which is not going to help you because that's not real. And you are. On that note, let me get out of here. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments. Appreciate your time. I want to thank YouTube and Facebook for allowing me to use their platform. And it's really sad we will not support, as soul brothers and sisters, we don't support a black YouTube or a black Facebook. It's not good enough for you. So when you come here tomorrow and they flag my channel down, don't be shocked. This the Peckerwood. This belongs to these racist, hate-filled, nasty, profane, violent, unjust, wicked-ass people. They're supposed to flag us. They're supposed to give us a hard time. Because you should be doing your own thing. I guess you don't care. Guess you don't care. I'll be glad the day come. I don't know what y'all gonna do. I'll be glad the day come when Facebook can say, I don't want black people on my Facebook. I'll be glad when the day come, YouTube can say, I don't want no black folks on my YouTube. Then what y'all gonna do? Then what you gonna do? And why should that happen when you can do and you have the power in the position to create your own, but you refuse to do it? And we are going to pay in the long run. You might die tomorrow, but your great-grandchildren and children, they are going to pay for your actions, for our actions, what we do right now. Because nobody's looking out for your babies. Caucasian people don't care nothing about your children. The Asians don't care nothing about your children. The Africans don't care nothing about your children. If we don't care about our babies, nobody else do, and you lie, talk about you do, you don't give a damn about them either, apparently. They own their own. They own their own. That's a damn shame. Oh well. Maybe some of them who get a little age on them before it gets too late, maybe they can come to the reality of things and turn things around to make their life a little easier, because their parents and their grandparents damn sure don't give a damn about them. Faith, a lot of trust in the white man. You need to learn how to get water from the river yourself. Bring water to your own house. Learn how to make electricity for yourself. Do it for yourself. Ain't nothing. We want to build African Center schools and other nonsense that don't mean nothing if you don't have food, clothing, and shelter. If you don't have food, clothing, and shelter, all these other things don't mean nothing. So you still gonna be eating out the white man's kitchen. You still need for the white man to build you a house and make clothes for your naked backside. So-called black leadership, black first, pro-black, nation, comedic, all this. They give you nothing. You love all this because they give you nothing. You love God because God don't give you nothing. You love black first because it gives you nothing. You love all this stuff because it gives you nothing. Gives you nothing. Wow. Oh no, let me get out of here. I'll with us later, maybe. I don't know. You take it easy and watch yourself. You live in racism. pink racism and pink supremacy. I don't know how y'all tolerate it every day, but I guess you do. I guess as long as you can watch Netflix, as long as you got Amazon Prime, as long as you can go to the store and get your bologna sandwich, y'all be all right. And you will be. Can't say the same thing for your grandchildren, your future generations, that you lie and claim that you care about. You don't. Your actions. Don't get angry at me. Your actions show you don't give a damn about them. Your actions. Some of us, 40, 50, 60 some years old, why don't you use your life? Use the rest of your life to try to make these babies' life better. You live your life. You saw your grandchildren. You work your damn pitiful ass job. Gave a white man most of your life. Now why don't you give your babies some of your life? Most of these folks, they just want to die as, oh, but you're not going to die. Everything else on this planet dies except human beings. You got a soul and you don't never die. It don't even make any sense. Everything that exists has to have a source of some kind of energy that it feeds from to make it exist. Even a soul. What makes a soul exist? It just can't exist just for the hell of it. But that's things that we believe. See, in the fantasy world, that's possible in fiction and fantasy, fairy tale, in Walt Disneyland. That's possible. In the real world, we know that death is not an illusion. If that's the case, and since you know this, like I say, it's very simple to prove. Since death is an illusion, we don't need a Harriet Tubman movie. Go get Harriet and bring her here so we can talk to her. We don't need a movie. But see, it's a lie. Feel good lie. People that worship the dead and fear of the unknown, which is death, they fear death. So I'm not gonna die. Okay, that's good. If that's the case, since you're not gonna die, then the person that shoots you and kills you, they can't be charged with murder because you didn't die. That was an illusion, right? Huh? That was an illusion. So there needs to be a law. If a person believes that death is an illusion, that they have a soul, and they're gonna go to another planet or fly around in the universe, there needs to be a law. You can't be charged with murder because all that you did was help that person go to another life. They didn't die. They just went to another life. Now, you know nobody's gonna go for that. Yeah, but if this person say, oh, I don't die. I've heard people have told me they're not gonna die. So, if you kill them, they're not gonna die. They just went to another life. No big deal. You know, it reminds you of the cat with 9 lives. I think the cat would disagree on that. I don't know where that come from. A cat has 9 lives. I think cats would disagree with that. They have only 1 life, like everything else on this planet. Once it's gone, it's gone. I know growing up on a farm, basically, we had lots of cats. And when that cat died, I never did see that cat again. That cat's supposed to have 8 more lives. Never did see that cat again. You know, we really need to stop all this superstition and lies and fantasy and fiction. We need to stop it. That's crap from people when we was ignorant, when human being was ignorant and didn't know no better. This is 2020. Need to stop all this. Speaking of stopping all this, peace and soul.